What is up the bridge?
It's everything. Going up the bridge is Ron's streamlined gradient scale of awareness.
But what are the actual steps of going up the bridge? In other words, the steps you would like to be able to take.
Doing steps in being processed. You do the objectives, and then you do you go first through clear, and then you do the clear certainty rundown, and then you do the OT levels 1 through 8. Before you do clear, you do the NED, the New Era Dianetics levels. You can also, there's 2 alternates in that area. If you don't go clear on NED, then you can do the power processes. There's various methods. There is a grade chart which I can show you, which indicate the path to go up the bridge, and I can explain it to you if you like.
How far up the bridge did you go?
Through objectives.
That's all. You didn't do any of the OT.
I did it on the left side of the bridge.
On the training side.
Right, right.
Do you know who Zimu was?
Zimu, no.
Zimu.
It doesn't ring a bell.
Never heard of the Emperor Zimu?
No.
Okay.
Nope. Who is he?
It's for me to know and you to guess.
Oh, I can look it up if it's here.
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's in upper level materials.
How far up?
OT3?
Well, as I say,
what would happen to you if you were exposed to OT3 materials before you were ready?
That would be the end, basically.
What would happen?
Well, I'm told that if you see it, you could physically die. Your physical body could die.
Would you start freewheeling?
Yeah. Freewheeling or freeloading, that's a joke in Scientology. You know what that freeloader is a person who leaves his post. No, I was told that if you see the wall of fire materials before you've been trained on the preps, then it's too unconfrontable to handle. At this point, I'm willing to take that shot.
And what happens to you? Describe what would happen if you started freewheeling, or if you saw some of this material when you weren't.
Well, you do a
prepared
bunk
for
to the between lives area.
Do a what?
You do a bunk to the between lives area, which means I wish you'd get the dictionary.
You need the dictionary?
No, I don't need it. I just want to tell it to you standardly.
Okay. I think you ought to have the dictionary if you need it then.
Well, I mean, I just don't want to. It's very important.
We'll get you the dictionary.
Technical dictionary, second shelf, 7th book over. Right. Left, 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 left. Right. Okay. 8th book, all right. Good. Yeah, I shifted the books the other day because I needed room for a check sheet. Okay. Doing a bunk. It's very important. That's when you leave the body and...
you don't want to go past a word you don't understand, do you?
That's right. I don't want any of us to have that problem. Mark doesn't realize the problem with that. The body collapses, the heart is still beating, the lungs are still breathing, because the genetic entity is running those, but the thetan is gone. That's what we say colloquially, over the hills and far away, and he's now passing Galaxy 18. The person shoots out of his head and he's on his way. He hit the dispersal just adjacent to a ridge. That's doing a bunk. In other words, but it's worse than that. If you see material of OT3, you would be the effect of everything negative in the between lives area. In other words, the wall of fire is what? Okay. When I was in Denmark, in Copenhagen, I did I did training on the left side of the bridge, and part of it was confronting some of those materials, even though I wasn't processed up there. You see, you can go all the way up the left side of the bridge too. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Okay.
Which means that you
can train your way through a co-audit up to the highest levels, which would be class 12 on the left side.
Which would mean that you could audit somebody
on OT 7, completion.
A higher level than you yourself.
Exactly, because an auditor is senior to a clear. Have you ever heard of that?
But then how would it be that you could audit somebody on materials that if you saw, you would start freewheeling on?
When you're auditing those materials, you're able to confront them, because the auditing TRs, the TRs you use to audit them, get you to confront them.
Okay, can I just stop right here? I want to know a few things.
Yeah.
What do you mean by auditing?
An auditing process is where one person listens to the other person, and they go through a series of questions and drills in order to make the able more able. That's the basic definition.
Person asks you questions?
Yeah, they ask you questions which can be on a check sheet, but auditing is where you're causative. You don't really rely on the check sheet all of the time. You have to be able to produce an effect. The effect is getting to the person up to the next level. It's actually a process of getting the person through that grade.
Okay, but auditing is more than just asking questions, because you're on the cans.
The auditor is watching the reads of the person who's on the cans.
That's the E-meter?
Yeah.
And what's happening with the E-meter? Can you just explain that for Mark?
Well, the E-meter is giving you reads, floating needle and rock slams if you have that. Different things can happen, you know. What would you like to know about the meter? Typically, in an auditing situation, you would be, let's say you were the pre-clear. You wouldn't see the meter.
This is an E-meter?
This is an E-meter. See? Say hello. That's when you do tone 40 on an object. You know that drill, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me help my microphone. Where do you... It's okay.